Oh, hello! So these are like my vocab for chapters in my history book. And so the Renaissance, 1350 to 1550, a period of rebirth. Jacob Burckhardt showed how a period should be treated in its entirety. Leon Battista Alberti, an Italian humanist, model of the Renaissance universal man. Hanseatic League, a commercial and defensive confederation of merchant guilds and their market towns that dominated trade along the coast of northern Europe. House of Medici owned the Medici Bank, which was one of the most prosperous and most respected institutions in the Holy Roman Empire in Europe. Castiglione's Book of the Courtier set a guideline for how a Renaissance upper-class man should act. Condottieri, mercenary soldier leaders of the professional military free companies contracted by the Italian city-states and the papacy. Francesco Sofrara, Italian condottiero and the founder of Safarian dynasty, Forza dynasty in Milan, Italy. Commissario de' Medici, first of the Medici political dynasty. The Papal States comprised territories under direct sovereign rule of the papacy. Isabella d'Este, leading woman of the Renaissance as a major cultural and political figure. Peace of Lodi and balance of power. Treaty of Venice was a peace agreement. 1527, sack of Rome. Military event marked a crucial imperial victory in the conflict between Charles and the League of Cognac. Machiavelli's The Prince. Political treaty by Niccolo Machiavelli. Civic humanism, moral, social, and political philosophy. Petrarch, Italian scholar, poet, and one of the earliest humanists. Leon Bruni's The New Cicero, a biography of the Roman statesman Cicero. Lorenzo Valla, Italian humanist, rhetorician, and educator. Marzilio Ficino and Neoplatonism. Ficino was a reviver of Neoplatonism. Neoplatonism is electing family or friends to authority so they'll vote for you. Renaissance Hermeticism, a set of philosophical and religious beliefs. Pico della Mirandolas, or Oration on the something of man, a famous public discourse on human dignity. Oration on the Dignity of Man, I think. Liberal studies, a well-rounded education that includes everyday activities and morals. Francesco Guicciardini, Italian historian and statesman. Johannes Gutenberg, a German blacksmith, goldsmith, printer, and publisher who introduced printing to Europe. Vassario, first great painter of the Quattrocento period of Italian Renaissance. Lorenzo the Magnificent, diplomat, politician, and patron of scholars, arts, and poets. Botticelli's Primavera, a painting of mythical figures in a garden. Donatello's David, first freestanding bronze statue in Renaissance Europe. Brunelleschi's Dome, a dome that is 140 feet and is the dome for the Duomo of Florence. Santa Maria del Fiore. High Renaissance, the period denoting the apogee of the visual arts. Leonardo da Vinci, Italian Renaissance polypress, and as in he did art and he did designs, and I think he was a poet. Raphael, Italian painter and architect, who He was the stone guy, like he would like carve stuff out of stone, I think. Michelangelo, Italian Renaissance sculptor. Never mind, Raphael. Raphael's an Italian painter, and architect. Michelangelo, Italian Renaissance sculptor, painter, architect, poet, and engineer who greatly influenced the development of Western art. Sistine Chapel's David, created out of marble, statue of David from the Bible. Romantian St. Peter's, a centralized Greek cross plan that symbolized sublime perfection for him and his generations. Giorgio Vasari's Lives of the Artists, contemporary source of Italian Renaissance art. Northern Renaissance. Renaissance in Northern Europe after 1450, spread from Italy. Jan Bach, okay, it's like John, as in like Jan, and then it's Van, as in Van, then it's Ich, as in Eyck. A Flemish painter active in Bruges, and is generally considered one of the most significant Northern European painters. Albrecht Dürer, German painter, engineer, mathematician, and theorist from Nuremberg. Madrigals. Secular vocal music composition. New monarchies. Unified respective nations, creating state and centralized governments. Louis XI the Spider and Henry VII, both in war together, fighting over Northern Europe. Ferdinand and Isabella, ordered the expulsion from Spain of all the Jews and Muslims. Excuse me again. Spanish Inquisition, intended to maintain Catholic orthodoxy in their kingdoms. The Habsburgs, rulers of the Holy Roman Empire. Ivan III, tripled the territory of his state and laid foundations of the Russian state. Constantinople in 1453. Ottomans conquered the Constantinople in a siege in 1453. John Wycliffe and John Huss. New people with new religious ideas wanted the Bibles to be in the people's language and thought the Pope had too much power. Pius II Exorabilis, papal bull issued by Pius II to condemn conciliarism. Renaissance popes, rulers of the Catholic Church, desire for more money, luxury, and art, often committed incest and broke Catholic rules often. And those are the vocab for those chapters. I'm not quite sure what chapters they are, but it's vocab.